everybody. Thank you so much for coming this evening. My name is Elise Dewsbury. I'm the artistic director here at New Musicals, Inc. Our executive director, Scott Guy, is at the camera there. Our founding director, John Sparks, is in the back of the room. So this is the final presentation of the second day of our Stages Weekend. How many people have already seen one show? How many have seen two? How many have seen three? How many have seen four? Oh, the winners. All right, great. And there are two more tomorrow. But we're very excited this evening. The Stages Festival started in Chicago 21 years ago. It was founded by John Sparks and Joan Mazzanelli, and it was a way of helping writers get a chance to see their works in various stages of development, often from very early stages, often the first time that it would get read in front of an audience. It's really important for the writers to get to hear their work in front of an audience, see how you react to it, get your feedback from those comment cards. It's incredibly important. So we're very happy to be continuing the work that they started in Chicago. Now the show that you're going to be seeing this evening is called The Flesh Trade, and the writer has come and joined us all the way from Milwaukee, Chris Holoyda. Where are you, Chris? Where you go? Right there. Woo! Chris submitted his show to our annual search for new musicals to get some critical feedback, and he won second prize last year. And his prize was a staff table reading where Scott and I read and sang through the entire show. And Chris also came out from Milwaukee for that. It was a fun day. We gave him lots of feedback, and he did a big revision on the show. And this will be his first chance to hear the revised version of the show, including some new songs that Chris has never had a chance to hear anybody sing, but he's going to tonight. It's 90 minutes long, no intermission. And I think that's all you need to know before I get started over here. So, glasses. So this is The Flesh Trade, or Cannibals, Corsets, and Cutlery by Chris Holoyda. And we are in the town of Tombstone, Arizona. We open on the Sweet Tooth Saloon, a questionable establishment with a bar and a small stage, with a sewer pipe running from the floor to the ceiling right in the middle of the stage. Imagine, if you will, that our dancers are using this pole to perform some lovely tricks.
Good evening, gents. My name is Honey. I dance on stage so you can give me money. Come on, boys, let's hear you hoot and shout. Give me all your gold so I can dig
backstage in the ladies' dressing room where Papa Bear is counting and pocketing money.
Oh, Ugly Bill spilled beer on the stage again.
Getting uglier and uglier.
Hey, girls!
Hi, Papa Bear.
Great show tonight. Way to shake those tight little asses.
Thanks, Papa Bear.
Can you give us a minute at least?
Oh, I thought you might want your cut, is all.
Want my cut, that's for sure.
All right, out. And could you clean the pipe up front? It's getting sticky. Harder and harder to do the show every night.
All right. But a little please goes a long way. It's like you guys forget who runs the show around here sometimes.
That getting out of town song's kind of a bummer, honey. It's your first damn day. Try hearing it 3 times a week for 3 years.
Yeah, well, they don't give 2 shits as long as you're popping tits.
Oh, honey, you should put that on a cross stitch.
What can I say? It's a gift.
If you don't freshen up your act, the competition's gonna swallow you up. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there.
Oh, yeah? You know what, Candy?
You can call me Calamity.
Whatever. I suppose keeping your act fresh is how you landed this tasty gig at the Sweet Tooth Saloon. The #1 dessert-themed brothel in Tombstone, Arizona. Is that it? At your age?
I ain't that old. You got a mouth on you, all right.
Sure do. Just ask the menfolk.
Girls working the line in Deadwood said Tombstone is a boom town.
This ain't been a boomtown for years. Since the mines closed up and the owners skipped town, this dump's just a big old tombstone hanging over our heads. Nothing but a bunch of out-of-work miners leering at us.
Could be a lot worse.
I was making more money before.
Oh, shut your damn pie hole for 1 second. Remember, Papa Bear said to make Candy feel welcome. We're all sisters here in our fair nunnery.
Ain't none of us nuns know how.
Candy does have a point. That rag is getting mighty old. The middle part ain't even up to date. You know, 3 years back, Farmer Ted died from Mr. Ed's love.
Well, you know what they say. Don't look a horse in the mouth before it gives you a gift.
Oh, honey, you've been saying you're going to skip town for what seems like forever. You ever hear of Boy Who Cried Wolf?
Don't try and use your old-timey sayings on me, sugar. I ain't crying over no spilt wolf milk.
Look, honey, we've all thought about leaving. But you know what? I'd miss you. You'll always be my sister. Where are you planning on going anyhow?
I don't know. Santa Fe? Somewhere that's green? I just need to scrape together enough cash to ship out. Enough for a train ride to a town where I could buy a damn horse.
Yeah, well, wish in one hand and shit in the other and see which gets filled first.
My hands are almost full of cash. Almost got it together.
You holding out on Papa Bear?
Got a secret stash, sugar. Oh, shush your face. I earned it.
Honey! George is here to see you.
Oh, damn it, not tonight.
Yeah, he says you owe him one.
Like hell I do.
He said you'd say that. Says he's got a big tip for you.
Tip's about all he's got.
Ain't that the truth?
I ain't in no mood.
George is paying 17 big ones, so you be a good girl and take old Georgie upstairs and bring Papa Bear back some honey. All right? You know I need it.
Yeah. Price of whiskey go up.
So, 50%, 17 is, 4.
$8.50.
That's what I'm. Pretty and smart. Give him a little something extra, huh? I heard he's running for mayor. Someone we want to cozy up with.
Guess I'm the one doing the cozying up.
Honey grabs her cowboy hat and a folded note falls out on the floor.
Sugar, this is a joke. You jerking my merkin?
Huh?
I don't like people jerking my merkin.
I ain't jerking your merkin. What's it say?
Heard you're hungry for some real money and would like to quit turning tricks. Meet me at the bar at closing time. So, half an hour.
Oh, Well, you can finish off old Georgie with 29 minutes to spare. He got a Winchester 60-second shooter.
It's signed James Reed. What?
Well, he's a big deal, honey.
Seems like every man in this town is a big deal with a small pecker.
He's a big deal, all right, for a cannibal.
What you mean by that?
Honey, he was a member of the Donner Party. The Donner Party. He got trapped in the Sierra Nevada with 90 or so folks on their way to California from out east. It took 4 months before anyone could get there to help. You ain't never heard what happened?
I heard he went ahead to San Francisco and saved himself, while the wife and kids stayed behind and ate their aunt and uncle. Some folks say he never ate nobody, but I heard he went back and feasted on the flesh of the dead.
He definitely killed a man, probably ate him too.
Kind of sounds like a crock of shit to me. People say all kinds of stuff.
Fella must be getting old. Last I heard, he was in San Jose.
Honey! George is waiting at the bar.
You know anything about this note, Papa Bear? Someone's been spying on us.
I don't know what you're talking about. Now get.
Honey, don't go meeting with no cannibal by yourself. You're liable to get eaten.
And she don't mean neither.
Honey, he wants it now.
Yeah, well, sometimes you wish you could fill your hand with shit, but you're all plugged up. Need prunes.
That ain't right.
Just get.
All right, I'm getting already. Give me 5 minutes, then he can meet me in the cottage out back. Christ!
Now don't you take the Lord's name in vain. The Sweet Tooth Saloon is a classy establishment, goddammit!
Wish I had my own cottage out back.
Yeah, well, you bring in money like Honey does, and maybe we can chat about it. Rooms upstairs are nice too, though, ain't they? Sugar.
Yeah.
There's a lot of real nasty houses of ill repute in these parts, so I hope you learn to appreciate everything I do for y'all. The Sweet Tooth Saloon is a real nice place to do business.
We cut to Honey's cottage out back of the saloon. Honey is on the bed, smoothing out her dress, as George, who has just finished, is buckling up his pants.
Add an extra $1 for taking your boots off, $1 for the dirty talk,
Oh, you liked it.
and $5 for slipping. And don't tell Papa Bear neither.
Come on now, it slipped.
Just like last time, huh? You give me 2 inches, then take a mile.
Gonna pretend you didn't say that for just this once.
Well, you got your money out. You want me to vote for you next election or what?
Kind of numbskull you take me for. You can't vote.
The hell I can't. I'll be 18.
Women can't vote. I ain't paying you to not vote for me. You ever seen a woman try and go to a poll, Missy?
Shit, I ought to be able to vote. You know how many men I've been with who are dumber than a box of rocks? They get to vote.
Ain't no one gonna let a whore vote. No way, never, no how. Can't wait to go tell Ronnie and the gang about this. Whores voting. Lord almighty, I reckon you should stick to the polls. You know best, Missy.
Yeah. You can giddy up now. Go on. Hurry up.
Get my damn boots on. In case you ain't heard, I'm gonna be mayor in not too long. Maybe you ought to try and be a little nicer if you want to keep the business of respectable men.
Oh yeah? You know some? Big head and a small pecker. Ah!
And to think I recommended you to Mr. Reed. And Ronnie did too. You sure are ungrateful.
Yeah. I got plenty of business, mister. Best gal in town, in case you ain't heard.
Not for this kind of business.
Then for what?
Oh, I best leave it up to Mr. James to tell you. He's got a way with words much better than I do.
You leave that note in the dressing room? Shouldn't be in the ladies' dressing room, you know.
I'd pay close attention to James if I were you. He's a real powerful man. He and I go back, way back. You could really make a killing doing business with James, if and you play your cards right.
What kind of business, George?
Maybe I'd have told you if you'd just be a little nicer. And that's Mayor George to you, Missy.
What kind of business?
Alone, Honey checks her cheek for blood. She lifts up her mattress and retrieves a small bag fit for makeup supplies and puts money in it.
Mama told me you could be anything that you want to be. She told me, honey, be a teacher, and then it's just up to me. Read and write and arithmetic, that was my plan. But Mama mostly taught me how to drink and please a man. This is all that I have ever known. Harvesting the seeds my mom has thrown or sown. Men come in and go and just like dogs after a bone. And it's all that I've ever known. Mama told me everything I know about how to be a whore. She taught me how to get it done real quick, get 'em out the door. When I say I'm gonna leave, I just don't know what I do or where I'd go. This is all that I've ever known. Making my own quilt with the threads my mama sewn. Men come in and go and just like dogs after a bone. And it's all that I've ever known. I promised Mama that I'd find my way right out of this one-horse town. 'Twas the last thing that I told her late that evening just before the sun went down. And on that night her heart gave outright out of the blue. I wish she taught me something else to do. And Mama, this is all I have of you.
As the lights slowly dim, Honey puts the makeup bag full of money back under the mattress, and we cut to the bar at the Sweet Tooth Saloon.
Papa Bear, you spelled my name wrong on the marquee.
C-A-N, can-D. Candy.
Why?
Because that's how it's spelled.
No, there's a Y. The letter.
Where? Well, I'll look it up, but this ain't no library. Ain't nobody looking your ass up alphabetically.
You spelled Honey's name right.
Well, maybe tonight, but not always. H-U-N-E, ring a bell?
What? H-Hun-E.
Everybody's wondering who the new girl Hoon is.
I thought she was some kind of weird Indian spice.
Still don't see why I can't use my real name, Calamity Jane. I'm a heroine of 1,000 adventures, terror of evildoers in the Black Hills, one of the Wild Bunch, comrade to Buffalo Bill and Wild Bill Hickok. All the papers say so.
Your name don't mean shit in these parts. This is the Sweet Tooth Saloon. Your name is Candy, and you're at your age, you're lucky you got a job at a place this high up the food chain.
I ain't that old.
You're two missing teeth away from being a streetwalker. You hear? Could have you there with one pop. I know you came here because it's the best damn joint in the whole state. Now, you're gonna have to clean the bathroom. So get to it. I want to see them spittoons shine.
Hey, honey darling. How are you?
No time to chat tonight, Randall.
Go on and get, Randall. Bar's closed.
What do I owe you?
Just get. Sarsaparillas on the house tonight.
Honey, I was thinking we could... Okay, some other time.
Wyatt, give me something strong. It's been a rough night.
Moonshine?
Nah, some of that.
That's rat poison.
Rat poison? people call it.
That is what people call it. That's what it is. Arsenic. We used it to kill rats. Bigots.
That's what Daddy used to give me when I was a youngin' to get me to quiet down. Ain't that right, Papa Bear?
Sure thing, honey. I tried Mrs. Winslow's soothing syrup, but it wasn't strong enough for this hellion.
Ain't that the stuff that kills babies?
Yeah, not this baby, though. Needed something real strong to keep her quiet. A little taste of rat poison goes a long way.
You're lucky to be alive, darling.
Ain't that the truth? Guess I built up a tolerance bit by bit all them years as a child. Don't taste like much, but it helps me relax. Always called it a kiss from Dad.
That's my girl!
He was rough with me, Papa Bear. Look at this. I shouldn't have to deal with this. Tightest gal in Arizona, right? Just like the Marquis said.
Now, honey, you know George is very influential in this town. You're gonna be the mayor soon. Now, come on. I can barely even see it. Won't even be a bruise.
Well, it hurts. Christ. Oh, I think I just got my visitor.
Oh. You know my policy on that.
Could just be the rat poison hitting you.
Papa Bear, you need to stick up for her. This is awful.
Now you shut your mouth, sugar. I do stick up for her. Sweet Tooth Saloon is the best house in town. Hell, best in the county. Best in the whole goddamn state. You get to sing, you get to dance. You want to go back to a quarter for 15 minutes, 40 drunk cowboys a night at shit kickers? Or pussy grabbers 3 towns down the line?
No.
Nobody wants that pussy grab, do they? I didn't think so. So, the Sweet Tooth Saloon is a grade A classy establishment right here. Wyatt even killed all the goddamn rats. Ain't that right, Wyatt?
Sure thing, Papa Bear.
Ain't that right, ladies?
Yes, Papa Bear.
Now, I can't stand jawing at y'all all night. I got all kinds of important shit to do.
Whiskey won't drink itself, I reckon. Oh, I did get my visitor.
Oh, I'm sorry, darling. I guess that means I'm getting my visitor too. Moon sisters. Sometimes I think all we got is each other, you hear? Classy dames with classy names, right?
Thanks, sugar.
Want me to walk you home?
I think I might stay for a couple more. That all right, Wyatt?
Fine by me. Killed the last varmint on Sunday, so you can drink until the stuff is gone.
Come on, honey, let's get you home. You're not waiting around for that cannibal, are you?
Run along now, sugar. I can take care of myself.
You know who that is? I'm not leaving you by yourself with that man, you hear? He eats people.
Oh, he ain't eating nobody. You jealous or what?
No, honey, I'm worried about you.
Worried I might bring in more cash than you? Worried that I'm the best damn whore in Tombstone? Sounds like sour grapes.
It's sour grapes, honey.
I know sour grapes when I hear them. You're just jealous that my name's on the marquee.
Excellent show tonight, honey. You had them eating out of the palm of your hand.
Run along now. I can take care of myself.
Evening, ma'am.
My doors are closed for tonight, sir. Business hours are over. For the next few days, actually.
Not interested in your doors, ma'am.
And I ain't sure we got much to talk about.
Oh, I think I've got a few things for you to chew on. Let me introduce myself. My name is James Reed. Pleased to eat you.
Huh?
Pleased to meet you.
I put the James.
I put the James into Jamestown and the man into Manifest Destiny.
Don't take no more than a nickel to put a man into destiny. She's the cheapest girl in the place. Goes by cupcake in these parts. You can infest her till the sun comes up for a quarter.
I'm not interested in infesting destiny. I'm more interested in your destiny.
Well, maybe we do got something in common. Honey.
Oh, I know who you are. Don't be modest. Everyone knows you're the best in the trade. George and Ronnie give a personal recommendation as well.
Yeah, those creeps are in here all the time.
They speak very highly of you, having sampled your wares. You bring in quite a crowd.
Yep, whole lot of drunk cowboys and broke miners.
You're being modest again. You can throw a rock and hit a brothel in this town, but none of them have the singing, the dancing, that pipe. It's truly remarkable. Only show like it in the whole Wild West. People come from miles around. There's not another soiled dove in the whole Wild West with your particular combination of talents.
Talents, huh? Well, I hate to tell you, but right now my pussy's getting pasteurized.
I presume you mean it's out to pasture.
No, and maybe you better stop beating up my bush.
I presume you mean stop beating around the bush.
Yeah, well, when you presume, you make an ass out of you and me.
I presume you mean... Never mind.
Wyatt, why don't you lock up so we can have a moment to talk in private, all right?
You sure, honey?
Yeah, head on home. I know Papa Bear ain't paying you to be here past close.
All right, if you insist.
Mind if I take the rest of the rat poison home?
All yours. Evening, sir.
Heard you ate someone in the Sierra Nevada.
Well, how to put this exactly? Yes, I did. I actually ate a lot of people in the Sierra Nevada. In my defense, there was nothing much else to eat. I suspect you or anyone else would have done the same.
Thought you looked older for some reason.
Well, my diet keeps me youthful.
Maybe I'll try eating people.
Yes, well, desperate times call for desperate measures. You know, you and I have a lot in common. We both do things that most people consider taboo. I eat people. And you have sex for money, which a lot of people find distasteful. Don't you, sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes.
A proposition for you. I have a proposition for you. Lend an ear and please just hear me through. Since the Donner Party ended and we made it out alive, the family's been feverish and they're failing to thrive. We've got a hunger now that just won't subside. It wasn't satisfied by those who had already died. We could no longer fast in that frigid mountain pass. The fallen men had lots of meat on their hands. A proposition for you. I have a proposition for you. Take just a moment and hear me through. A proposition for you. I have a proposition for you. And this is what I would like you to do. Bring me human meat. That's all that we can eat. Yes, the bigger, the better you can fell. If you want to buy a horse, well then get us the main course, and I'll make sure you get paid very well.
Are you jerking?
No.
My merkin?
No.
Cause what you're saying sounds oh so insane. Are you jerking?
No.
My merkin? You wanna eat my Johns after they've been slain?
Yes. Just relax and rest, calm the heaving of your breast. Have a drink, yes, take another swig. You could bring the lambs to the slaughter, swear on my son and daughter, I would never tweak your pubic wig. You could give up turning tricks when I pay you in gold bricks. Yes, you could live a lavish lifestyle. With so many gold doubloons, you could be leaving the saloon. You wouldn't need to live so defiled. A proposition for you. I have a proposition for you. Take just a moment and hear me through. A proposition for you. I have a proposition for you. Mull it over and give it a chew.
It's true I've got a way of making them in pay. I'm used to getting lots of jobs to screw. But I am not nothing more than a small town whore, or it really just ain't something I can do.
If you refuse to do the things I ask you to, you could be the one who ends up on the plate.
I think you're telling lies, it's your offer I despise, it's your threats that I don't appreciate. What if I say no and afterwards I go and tell my neighbors all over this town?
Go ahead and trumpet. Will they believe a strumpet? Rest assured they will ignore the sound. The idea is absurd, and they'll take me at my word. I tell you now, it would be no use. It really wouldn't matter. Just try and raise some chatter. They'll say she gives out rides on her caboose.
I don't give out nothing.
They'll say she gives out rides on her caboose.
I charge extra for that.
They'll say she gives out rides on her caboose.
Just like old Farmer Ted.
Get in touch when you're ready to do business.
I ain't doing business with no cannibal.
Cannibal is such an unpleasant term. We prefer dietarily challenged.
Why didn't you just go back to bacon and eggs after you got out of the mountains?
My dear, once you've had the taste, there's never any going back.
Why don't you just do the job yourself?
We don't really like to get our hands dirty.
I ain't never killed anyone. Killing people, it just ain't.
People! Honey, we're talking about vagrants, losers, unemployed miners, migrant laborers, human varmints, if you will.
They're people too. Some of them.
I suppose it depends on how you look at it. Look at that obnoxious barfly who doesn't drink. What's his name?
Oh, I could never kill Randall.
You do want to give it life in the bordello, don't you?
Well, sure, but
Best not to look a gift horse in the mouth, or perhaps think of it like this. You may need to crack a few eggs to make an omelet.
cowboy omelet, huh?
If you like. If I don't hear from you soon, then George, Ronnie, and I may need to invite ourselves to your cottage for dinner. It's right out back of the saloon, isn't it?
How do you know that?
We just like to keep track of what's on the menu here at the Sweet Tooth Saloon. That's all. One other procedural matter. Buckshot and lead make the meat taste bad, and it's potentially poisonous, so don't shoot the food.
God doesn't let us have guns anyhow.
Excellent. Looking forward to hearing from you, Madame. You know how to get a hold of us.
Where is she? Ain't seen hide nor hair of her since last night. Oh, she'll be here. She never misses an entrance. Looks like I might just have to be the star of the show.
Special visitor has come today. Her welcome is already overstayed. I'd like to know when she will leave. I'd like
dressing room backstage.
Sugar got a trick?
Guess so, even with her visitor. We call it the Bloody Mary threesome. I told Papa Bear I ain't doing that no more.
How come you're dancing if you ain't working?
Gotta keep up demand. Whatever they can't have, they want more. Figured you knew that.
Huh. Well, seems like Papa Bear treats you pretty good. Got your own cottage out back instead of staying upstairs with the rest of us whores.
Yeah, well, I'm still paying rent, a cleaning fee, and a fresh linen fee, even though I do all the cleaning myself. The fee for protection, too, though we mostly just spend for ourselves. Pretty much nothing left after Papa takes his cut. Best horn tombstone, and I'm chasing nickels and dimes.
Well, I just want to say, I didn't mean to bite your head off the other day. It's just hard being the new girl in town, you know?
Not really. I never left Tombstone.
Oh. Well, I hope we can still be friends.
Sure, I guess. I tried leaving once.
Where to?
Tried to hop a train to Tucson. Ended up in Mexico.
Ay, dime, es la dirección incorrecta.
Yeah, well, I don't speak no Spanish. Lucky for me, everyone speaks hooker, so I screwed my way back home. Barely.
Johns are Johns the world over. I suppose in Mexico, Juans are Juans.
Not easy being a 16-year-old hooker in Oaxaca. When I got back, Papa Bear threatened to brand me, but I got him to settle down. Then just got back to work. That's why I need to get my own horse, so I ain't stuck nowhere. Hey, how'd you work the pipe so good? Mama says you can't teach an old dog to turn tricks, but you just stepped right up with barely any practice.
Old dog, huh? Well, I had some practice. Back in Deadwood, Wild Bill threw a crazy party. Everyone was there. Butch Cassidy, George Armstrong Custer, my girls Dirty Emma and Titbit, Biznosed Kate. Those were the good old days. More money than anyone knew what to do with.
Butch Cassidy taught you to work the pipe.
Oh, sorry, got carried away. Wild Bill had these dancers from Egypt at the party. They had their own pole.
The Hoochie Coochie Girls.
Yeah, taught me everything I know. We had a hurdy-gurdy organ, mix a hurdy-gurdy and some hoochie coochies, and you got yourself a real barnstormer.
We had them here too. Didn't speak one damn word of English, but damn could they dance. We always thought Papa Bear was a real horse's ass for running that sewer pipe right in front of the stage like he did. But then those Egyptian hoochie coochies showed us how to use it.
To the hoochie coochies.
You ever get nervous thinking about the future? I heard there's a shipment of Chinese girls that just arrived from the Bay Area that'll do anything for nothing, just giving it away. Plus, the city wants to tax us as if we ain't giving up a big enough cut as it is.
You're pretty young to be worrying about that stuff.
Young. I'm almost 18. Getting mighty old for a soiled dove. I can't turn tricks forever. I gotta start making some changes. Mama used to say a stitch in time saves 9 lives.
Well, you ain't no pussycat.
Feels like I'm running out of lives already. Mama Bear died 5 years ago next month, which means I'll have been on the line for 5 years next month. I know Sugar's sick of doing one horse town, but it reminds me of Mama. Promised her I'd make something of myself someday. Something else.
What happened to your ma anyhow?
Had some kind of heart problem, I guess. She just up and died the night I promised her I'd skip town. Gave me her makeup bag. It's all I got from her anymore. Never saw her again.
You didn't go to the funeral?
It was a closed casket.
She died of a broken heart, huh?
I guess you might say that. Got my eye on them swinging doors and the sunset behind it.
Well, the grass is always greener.
Well, I ain't eating no grass.
No, on the other side of a fence.
Whose fence?
The grass is always greener. It means you're always gonna want something more, so maybe think about what you got and maybe it ain't all that bad anyhow. I I've been to every hog ranch, nunnery, and house of ill repute from Deadwood to San Francisco, and ain't none of them a walk in the park.
Just need a little more horse money and I'll hit the dusty trail. And be a teacher.
Oh, you're serious? A teacher? That'll be the day.
I almost got the money.
Oh, right, your secret stash, huh?
Darn tootin'. So, what's your story? You really Calamity Jane?
You betcha. Heroine of the plains. Captain Egan gave me the name when I saved his ass from the Indians. Was married to Wild Bill Hitchcock before Crooked Nose Jack shot him in the back. Bastard. He's lucky he got arrested and hanged before I got my hands on him.
Still, how'd you end up here?
Well, smallpox hit Deadwood, so I headed out of there. Without Wild Bill running around, there was a lot less money, and to be honest, I drank a lot of it away. Figure Tombstone as good as anywhere else. As a lady, I always got something for sale. Won't you say, Senor Miel?
I ain't no one's meal.
Miel is Spanish for honey, darling.
Well, like I said, I don't speak Spanish, other than puta. You got a big name. Surprised you ain't headlining somewhere.
Like I said, seen a lot of brothels, and this one here's about as good as it gets. But funny you should mention it. Got a favor to ask you. One small request, just one little thing. A little change of pace tomorrow night. One small request for you, a trifling thing. It's just, I was hoping that you would share the spotlight. It's time to plant my flag and sing the On the Rag Rag.
You ain't even on the rag. Sugar and I are. We're moon sisters. It ain't easy at the top when everyone wants a piece of what you've got, but rest assured that I have earned my spot. So whatever you're thinking, whatever you're drinking, well, please just stop.
One small request, just one little thing that I've mentioned before. I think you know it's not a big deal, but I just feel, darling, that my time has come to close the show.
What makes you say that?
I just know.
You've been here 2 days. I've earned my place, I've done my time. Hundreds of guys in between my thighs. I've felt all their rhythms, I've sung all their rhymes. Paid my dues and you won't get a piece of my pie. No, they say I'm the queen, I wear the crown. When you're at the top, there's nowhere to go but down.
One small request, just one little thing. A little change of pace tomorrow night. Don't put up a fight.
I am not going to let you take it away.
The status I have earned.
Everything I deserve, you'll never close the show as long as I am around. I ain't never gonna end up like you.
Probably ought to be a little more secret with your secret stash, darling. And I'm gonna close the show, all right? Just you wait and see.
And I'm just so gosh darn tense all the time, honey, with all these gosh damn problems and all these damn ex-wives.
Sure you are. Well, at least I can still do business with you, Randall, even on the rag.
You know I just want to talk, darling. I respect you too much to actually do that.
Well, talk is cheap, unless you're spending $10 an hour talking at me. Which, by the by, you only got 5 minutes left.
Okay, so as I was saying, my wife cheated on me with Farmer Ted.
With Farmer Ted. Didn't know you've been married to livestock.
Nah, I didn't marry no livestock. Her name was Annabelle.
That cow? No wonder. Farmer Ted loves hoofed mammals.
Well, it makes me feel so inadequate. No one else listens to me talk about my feelings.
Christ, Randall, Mr. Ed screwed Farmer Ted to death 3 years ago. And you're still going on about your wife with Farmer Ted from before then? You still not drinking?
No, ma'am.
Well, maybe you ought to start. Crying into a beer is a lot cheaper than yakking at me. Look, I don't mind taking your money to just piss and moan at me for an hour and all, but you really need to get over this horse shit. Tired of hearing about who all's been giving it to your wife, you hear?
You're right, honey.
Darn tootin'.
I appreciate your tough love.
You know, Randall, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him measure twice and cut once, you hear?
Oh, honey, you got away with words. Honey, there's something I just gotta say.
Time's up.
I love you, darling.
Christ! Randall, charge me extra for that.
No, really, more than my wife and kids, more than anyone in the whole darn world, I love you.
Time's up, Randall. The I love you costs an extra $5, so pay up.
All right. Good night, my love.
Bye, Randall.
Love that tough love, honey.
Honey! Let me in.
No, Papa, I ain't dressed.
Even better.
You're drunk again, Daddy.
That's no way to talk to your pa! But yeah, I am. I know you're holding out on old Papa Bear. Just 'cause I can't rightly do the math don't mean I don't know you're holding out. George told me about the extra fees for the dirty talk and the extra ass tax. Where's my half of that ass tax?
No, Daddy, I swear.
You know what, girl? I don't care about the money right now. As long as you give me a little honey.
No, Daddy, no, I ain't doing that. I got my visitor.
Now they're always open for business. Let me in, or I'll break this door down.
No, Daddy, what would Mama say if she saw you right now?
One time, your mom told me she was on the rag and wasn't gonna work. Then that very night, I heard her make our only daughter promise to leave Tombstone someday. To leave old Papa Bear behind high and dry.
Papa, no.
Honey pulls a knife from under her pillow and backs away from the door.
You think you're real smart, don't you? You know how your ma died, honey.
Broken heart?
Why do you think it was a closed casket? Sure couldn't work no more. After I strangled her to death with my bare hands.
After a long pause, Honey grabs Randall's money and checks under the mattress for the makeup bag and realizes it is gone.
Who's there?
It's Candy. I ain't leaving till we work this out.
Ain't nothing to work out.
I ain't leaving.
You seen my makeup bag, Candy?
What makeup bag?
You know which one.
Maybe I have. Maybe I haven't. Take it from an old pro, honey. Under the mattress ain't all that secret for your secret stash. I bet old Papa Bear wouldn't be too happy to know you're holding out on him.
Maybe he would, maybe he wouldn't.
Honey steps up to the door, knife in hand.
So why don't you go ahead and tell old Papa Bear that I'm headlining tomorrow night, and your special stash will be our little secret.
How about you tell him yourself?
Jesus!
After a beat, Honey searches both bodies for money, taking a stack of bills from each. She sets the money in her pillowcase and then retrieves Reed's business card and takes a deep breath. Meanwhile, back at the bar,
That puts the sass into sarsaparilla, all right. Oh. Look, I just know deep down she's a good person and I would be good for her. Her and me just riding off into the sunset all away from all these drunks and losers.
Randall, you pay her just to talk to you?
Yeah, so?
It's her job to be nice to you.
Well,
Don't even sound like she's all that nice. I'd be charging you right now just to chat.
she seemed different to you lately, a little distant.
Yeah, well, maybe a little. But damn it, Randall, you don't know anything about her. Anytime she's with you, it's just an act. It's for show and for the dough. You don't have any idea who she really is.
Well, maybe you don't know neither. Me and her got something real special. She tells me the truth, and that's something she don't have to do. Hard to put a price on that. That's how I know she loves me.
Whatever you say, Randall. Think maybe you're a little moonstruck by her beauty is all.
It's a fine-looking moon, all right, if you catch my drift.
Cheers to that. But you'll never be her moon sister. Thanks for the drink, Randall.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome.
back at Honey's cottage, Reed's assistant, Ronnie, is disposing of the bodies.
Excellent work, my dear. I wasn't sure you had it in you.
Yeah, well, you know what they say. In for a penny, run from the hounds.
Do they? Perhaps you mean in for a penny, in for a pound.
Whatever. You pay more for bigger folks that weigh more.
Indeed. Almost 350 pounds here. We'll have a feast and lunch meat for weeks. Oh, don't worry. I'm sure it will get easier.
Maybe you could just spare me the details.
My apologies. We're celebrating George entering the race for mayor, so this will do nicely for our feast. And good work using the knife. Like I said, it keeps the meat unspoiled.
So, where's the money?
Yes, and here's your cut. Can you get us more?
Yeah, I can get more. Lots more. Y'all got everything? I gotta get back to the bar and sing. Ain't leaving you to make yourselves at home.
Yep, we're ready for supper.
Hey, honey, you seen Papa Bear? Seems like he went up in smoke. Have to hand over his cut from last night.
You said he was going on vacation. Just keep it for now.
If you say so. Hey, could we have one of our little chats like we used to later? Seems like I barely see you no more. I miss you.
Sure thing, sugar. For now, we're doing a new song.
But shouldn't we wait for Candy?
No, just follow my lead. I'm the carrot and baby you have got the stick. Is it the other way around? Maybe I'm just being thick. I got a body to die for and looks like you. I'm your end, I'll be turn your back to me. I suggest you get undressed. Your big man will be impressed. Why stop at a pound of flesh when I can go ahead and take the rest? You and me are destined for success. This time I'll try not to make a mess. 'Cause oh, baby, I want your flesh. Oh, baby, I want your flesh. Get cleaned up so you're nice and fresh. But oh, baby, I just want your flesh. Dance break. There's no man too big for me to handle, and none of the other girls can hold a candle. Oh, baby, I want your flesh. Oh, baby, I want your flesh. Get cleaned up so you're nice and fresh. But oh, baby, I just want your flesh.
In this next sequence, Honey is visited by several guests.
Boy, you sure are pretty. Man can't afford a gal like you real often on a butcher's pay. No, sir. Been saving my nickels and dimes for months. Think a man deserves an old-fashioned good time for hog killing every now and again, you know.
Sure do. It's a special night for both of us then.
Where's my manners? I'm Mr. Newski.
Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Newski.
Oh, the pleasure's all mine, miss. There's something kinda special I can't ask my wife to do. Something special that just really fills my cup. Before we get down to business, before we, screw. Before, if you could tie me up.
Sure, I guess.
I'll pay extra.
You sure will.
Just one other little thing before we start. Just one other little thing I have to ask. There is something else that warms the cockles of my heart. Would you mind at all if I wore this mask?
A pig mask. Whatever you like.
Then you'll finish me off, right?
You bet your bottom dollar I will. I'm trying to stop my hands from shaking and keep my knees from quaking, but let's not be mistaken, we're still gonna make some bacon. It gets a little easier every time, I guess. I still have a little trouble when I'm dealing with the mess. This guy wasn't all that bad, I fear. Just a little weird, but it's good to know that every stab and gash brings in more cash.
I have just been thinking we could make a deal. I could cut your hair, do it up real nice, and I'd do it for a steal. All you gotta do in trade is just go down south. You get yourself a real fancy do for the low cost of your mouth. So what do you say?
Why don't you just go ahead and sit back and relax? At some point we've all got to face up to the hard
Did I?
It gets a little easier each and every time. The punishment feels less and less for each and every crime. It still feels like I might lose my lunch. It still packs a punch, but it feels good when every cut and gash brings in more cash.
We ain't never ever done nothing like this before. Even by myself, I've never even seen a whore.
We saw your show, we asked around, and we heard we could pay a little extra dough, and you could be our third.
If you've got the money, I suppose that could be arranged. In sickness and health, in life and death, you'll never be estranged. To be honest, well, the two of you are kinda cute. It's the first time and the last time that you'll ever see a prostitute. It gets a little easier every time I kill. A little less of a big deal and a little less of a thrill. I don't feel like I'm gonna lose my lunch, but I've got a hunch that if I bring in 2 or 3 more hauls, I won't feel anything at all.
I just wanted to say that we are very pleased with your work. We haven't had this steady and efficient a supply of meat in quite some time.
Yeah, well, glad to be of service, I suppose. Gotta tell you though, some of those bills from before was counterfeit.
How do you mean?
Some of the bills you gave me, forgeries. Wouldn't even take them at the corner store.
Well, I wouldn't know anything about any forgeries. I did hear that there are some fake bills floating around, so perhaps 1 or 2 slipped in. Some sort of misunderstanding, I suppose.
My understanding was I'd be making real money. Mama always said don't take any wooden nickels.
Honey, yes, that is something some people say. Well, like I said, you're doing a really great job, and everyone's very happy with you. In fact, we'd like to give you a little bonus.
Thanks. Well, appreciate it. You know, I reckon I'm probably gonna have to tender my resignation in not too long.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah, I pretty much got the horse money I need to ship out of this one-horse town. Enough doubloons to leave the saloon, just like you said. Plus, the new girl I brought in at the Sweet Tooth is a real cunt, and I wasn't really planning on being in the cannibalism game forever.
Careful of the C word, my dear.
Cunt?
The other C word.
Oh, right. Well, y'all have to tell all y'all dietarily challenged friends that I'm turning in my spurs soon. Time to set out for greener pastures.
I suppose you intend to bite the hand that feeds. Is that it?
I guess.
You want to go back to turning tricks now, you cheap whore? 10 sucks for $10? You work for us now and no one else. We'll eat you alive. You can't even sell your own body. We own you. Oh. My dear, please excuse me. I just haven't had much to eat today. Not much more than an ear niblet at lunchtime, to be honest.
You should eat breakfast. It's the most important meal of the day.
Quite. George always says that an earlobe a day keeps the doctor away. There is one other thing. We are planning a major feast tomorrow to celebrate George winning the election for mayor.
How do you know he's gonna win?
Honey, the arrangements have already been made to ensure his victory. We expect votes to come in early and often for old George, and our deceased relatives will be voting in droves. Let's just say the fix is in. And we need a particularly delicious and savory meal for the feast. We've been scouting down at the Sweet Tooth Saloon, and we've selected the perfect specimen, Randall, the succulent little barfly.
Oh no. Randall?
Oh yes, Randall.
Are you sure? It's just he's, well, I mean nothing but fat on that one.
Yeah, it's already been decided, my dear. Randall is the perfect combination of mounds of delicious flesh and clean living. A rarity indeed in these parts.
Only one order in sarsaparillas at the bar, that's for sure.
Also, I'd like you to attend as well, and we can offer you a particularly handsome loot for bringing us Randall. You probably wouldn't want to come for the main course, but we'd love to have you for dessert. Won't you join us?
Payment in doubloons?
Yes, however you want the money. We need him intact and fresh.
What do you mean?
We are going to eat him raw. And not too many cuts, for presentation's sake, understood?
Okay. Raw, not too many cuts, I got it.
Like I said, I can give you a bonus, and I can pay a little extra for anything else you happen to scrounge up.
Who's there?
Hey, honey, it's Sugar. I got a little present for you.
Oh, really?
Ain't much. Just a little something for my moon sister. It's a cross stitch.
Love Sugar. Aw, thanks, darling.
You gotta turn it around with the front, honey.
They don't give two shits as long as you're popping tits.
Just something to remember us little people by when you're moving on to green pastures and all.
Oh, Sugar, you make this?
Yeah, took a little while.
Well, you really shouldn't have.
Something different about you lately, honey. Seems like you're actually leaving this time for good.
Well, we all gotta go sometime.
I always kind of hoped you'd have me in your cottage sometime. It's real cozy in here. I mean, we've always worked together, but we never really worked together, you know?
They say a girl in your hand is worth two in the bush.
Sounds sexy, I think. You sure got away with words, honey. Is something wrong? I mean, I was drunk for sure, but I can always tell when something's up with my moon sister.
Ain't nothing wrong, Sugar.
You just seem kind of tense is all. Come on, honey, everything's so relaxed with Papa Bear on vacation. I hope he never comes back.
Me neither, Sugar. Me neither.
Let's just relax and cut loose and just enjoy each other's company. And you're always such a consummate professional. Come on, give me a little something sweet.
Honey fumbles for the knife behind her under the pillow, raises the knife, pauses for a moment, then drops the knife.
Oh, just friends then, huh?
Oh, Sugar.
I guess you think I'm easy.
Would have been easy. Getting easier.
Huh? Honey, what are you talking about? I knew something was up.
Oh, Sugar. I made a deal with the cannibals.
Are you jerking my merkin?
Sugar, you know I would never do that. I've just been working for some real nasty folks, maybe worse than Papa Bear. I've been selling bodies to them.
Jesus!
I don't know what's happening anymore. I just...
Well, I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so.
Well, no use crying over spilt wolf milk.
Oh, but it's just spilt milk.
Wolf milk?
It ain't wolf milk, and that don't make any sense. It's never cry wolf and don't cry over spilt milk, and never the twain shall meet.
What? Really? How come no one ever told me?
It seemed rude to correct you. Something tells me Papa Bear is not on vacation.
Nope. He ain't coming back. Never.
And what about Candy? You said you thought she got the syphilis.
Probably does.
Yeah.
But she's also dead. I killed her. She stole Mama's makeup bag.
Oh, really? You love that makeup bag.
Went and found it stashed in her room at the saloon. Don't know what happened to the money. She took that secret to the grave. The cannibals ate her, I guess. I try not to think about that too much. I killed Mr. Newski.
Oh, the butcher? Oh, Mr. Newski had the best bacon. Look, honey, I don't need to know everything. You and me, let's hop a train. If the sky is clear or if there's rain, let's go. You and me. You and me, let's go tonight. Leave behind all the red lights, all we know. You and me.
It's not that easy since they've sunk their teeth in me. Since I started killing, well, I've never been less free.
Every day we're just getting fleeced. Everyone just wants a piece of us, of you and me.
What would we do? Whores on the lam. Ain't no one gonna help us out, and no one's gonna give a damn for you and me.
You and me, let's hit the tracks. You don't need a horse, and we'll never look back. You and me.
You and me could make our way up at the crack of dawn of a brand new day. You've always been right by my side through the bumpiest of rides it's been. You and me. Even when I push you away, you're still here and it'll be okay for you and me.
Come on, honey, let's just go.
I can't. Not yet. They'd kill us both. I got myself into this mess. I gotta get myself out.
Well, can I help?
No, just pack a bag and get ready to skip town. Oh, wait. Could you check if Randall is at the bar?
Sure. I guess he was there when I left.
Okay, great. Just send him over.
What for?
I just need to shake him down for some money. See you soon.
Alone, Honey hears Reed's voice echoing through her mind. As his voice echoes, Honey pours rat poison into a regular-looking wine bottle.
Particularly handsome, Loot. You cheap whore! You belong to us. Have you for dessert? Eat you alive. We own you. Own you. Own you.
Randall, is that you?
Hi, honey. You called for me?
Come on in.
Hello, my love.
Randall, so nice to see you.
Really flattered that you asked me to come see you, honey. Sugar told me you wanted to see me. You feeling lonely?
Well, not anymore, now that you're here.
Oh, you must be really falling for me.
Well,
Are you hungry for my love?
oh, Randall, let's talk about you. How we usually do.
Sure thing, sweetheart. Big news. I left Clara.
I thought it was Annabelle.
Nah, she was my second wife.
Oh, well, it's so hard to keep them all straight. They all so bovine. Who has the children?
They're staying with Clara.
Okay, that's good.
Nah, I don't think I could handle them all the time. She's a good mom, just a horrible cheating bitch. That's why I'm so glad that you asked me to come over here tonight.
Is that right?
Yeah, I can finally be with you.
Is that right?
I'll take you away from here, darling. We'll use my pension from the railroad, get a pair of horses, and just go.
Out of this one-horse town.
You
huh?
darn tootin'. Anywhere you want.
Anywhere I want.
I love you, honey.
I love you too, Randall.
Yeah? You mean it?
Yes, of course, Randall, you're the only one who's ever really loved me.
Oh, I knew you'd finally realize.
Oh, yes. Randall, let's make a toast.
Honey pours 2 tall glasses of rat poison out of the wine bottle.
Okay, what's that?
Oh, don't you worry, darling. There's no alcohol in it. I wouldn't make you do nothing like that.
Till death do us part.
Till death do us part. Wait, Randall, I just want to look into your eyes while we drink.
Oh, you're so sweet. Huh. Don't taste like much to me.
It'll help you relax.
I do feel relaxed.
It's an old family secret. Here, you can have mine too.
Well, I guess if you insist.
I do, my love.
It's kind of tingly all the way out to my fingers and my toes.
Feel good, Randall?
Better than I've ever felt before, honey. No one can stop us. No one's ever loved me like you do.
I reckon you're right about that, Randall.
Honey pours the rest of the bottle of rat poison down his throat, then takes out a knife and stabs him just once.
Who's there?
It's Reed.
Huh. Y'all came quicker than a cheating bank robber.
We heard Randall had come to see you. Excellent work.
Just one cut.
Indeed. I have half of the payment now, and you can pick up the other half at the feast tomorrow.
All right. Enjoy your meal.
Until then.
Honey counts the money and drinks the final drops of rat poison from the bottle to calm her nerves. And we cut to a banquet hall where Reed, Ronnie, and George sit at a table. On a platter in the center of the table is Randall's head.
The table has been set. The guests will be well fed.
The bread plate's on the left.
But we won't be serving bread. We serve the finger food.
It's the fingers of a dude.
Hold your napkins on your lap and get set. We're impressed. Yes, we're in awe that she got the specimen fresh and raw.
It's a donner party all night long. Donner party till the break of dawn. It's a donner party all night long. Donner party while we sing the dinner party song. Dinner party song. Yeah. Damn, James, where'd you get this bounty?
From the best darn whore in the county. She's got a lot of tricks up her skirt, and she'll be over for dessert.
It's a donner party all night long. Donner party till the break of dawn. It's a donner party all night long. Donner party while we sing the dinner party song. Dinner party, it's the kind of meal that we deserve. And now, Randall is served.
Just a moment, gentlemen. We are not savages. Bless us, O Lord, for these thy gifts, which we are about to receive from thy bounty through Christ our Lord. Amen.
The lights turn red and gradually fade out as Reed, George, and Ronnie feast on Randall. When the lights come up, on the table is left only a bloody skeleton, and the doorbell rings.
Ah, our guest has arrived. Welcome.
This is the one who wants to vote.
Gentlemen, please. Honey, we're very pleased that you were able to help us attain this fresh meal.
Sure. Well, congrats on becoming the mayor, George.
Thanks, darling. Nice to already know the outcome, what with James behind it all. To be honest, I thought the meat was a little off.
Oh, George, I'm sure it's nothing. You've always had a bit of a delicate constitution.
So, y'all got stuck in the mountains and turned to eating good common folk, is that right? Now you're all hooked on people meat?
Yeah, right.
They were nothing but a bunch of wagon trash.
Good food source.
No one cares about them.
They just sort of vanish into the ether.
or into the outhouse, right, Phyllis?
I thought I heard there was like a snowstorm or some kind of disaster.
Oh, we didn't get stuck, really. We just took the party to Truckee Lake. Very secluded.
Knew it'd snow.
And it did.
Told everyone the path was blocked.
We knew the way out through a hidden pass.
But they didn't know.
We made them stay.
For dinner.
Why? If you could just leave.
Leave!
Okay, can y'all stop doing that? It's really getting on my nerves. If you didn't have to eat them.
Oh, we've been eating human flesh for decades, honey.
Good.
The Donner Party crossing was just a perfectly executed dinner party. We even had an excuse for eating people.
Gotta hand it to James. He was the mastermind. He said just corral them all at the lake, wait for it to snow, and have a feast. I just showed up and ate.
Low-hanging fruit, really. Ripe for the picking.
But Sugar just told me the story, that everyone was trapped and you had to eat to survive.
People believe any damn thing you tell them.
Ah, indeed. For example, I told you we wanted Randall because he was a teetotaler, when really, I just wanted to watch you squirm. Like a worm on a hook. Oh, I couldn't possibly kill poor Randall. Just wanted to see how long you'd wrestle with it. Not very long at all, as it turns out. You were easier to manipulate than I expected. What did you do, boy?
Oh, nothing.
What did you do?
Just gave it a little extra seasoning, that's all, for your special feast.
What seasoning?
I call it a kiss from Dad. Most folks call it rat poison. I guess your buddies can't hold their liquor. Hope you ate up. Guess you bit off more than you can chew. You cannibal scum. You saved the day after all, Randall. No use crying over spilt milk, I guess.
Hey, honey, this is the new girl. Name's Cream Pie.
Guess what, all you men? Well, I've given you up. I don't need your dough and I don't need to slip in the hall, but you don't want to get the crabs and you don't like to stay clean. I used to shave it all away and wear one of these.
That's right.
You want to have your cake and a furry mon's pubis. The time has come for me to say, boys, I ain't gonna do this.
No.
'Cause I'm hanging up on Merkin.
Hanging up on Merkin.
Giving up the flesh tray.
Giving up the flesh tray.
Hanging up on Merkin and I'm leaving town tonight. Skipping town tonight. There's got to be something out there better than this. I'd like to fill my hands up with a wish for something better than this. Something better than this. The things I've done for money, well, you wouldn't believe. The people who have disappeared, well, I've done much worse than deceive. A bunch of you low-life mining types just gave me your meat.
Meat.
So the richest creeps in town could have just a little more to eat. Time has come for me to take the money and run. It's been real and it's been fun, but it ain't been real fun.
No.
So I'm hanging up my Birkin,
Merkin.
giving up the flesh trade,
Giving up the flesh trade.
hanging up my Birkin, and I'm stuck in town tonight. Skipping town tonight. There's got to be something out there better than this. I'd like to fill my hands up with a wish for something better than this. Something better than this. Something better than this. Something better than this. I'm seeing nothing man is doing all your working, yeah. Things have got me hurry, so I'm hanging up my Birkin. It's enough, it's never enough. We're turning our backs and leaving this tombstone.
This tombstone. This tombstone.
The end. Hope to see you tomorrow.
All right.